Oh, nice one. We're recording a podcast you don't even fucking pick up. Well, that's good news.
Hello.
Oh, you pick up this time.
Yeah, I like to keep you waiting, know what I'm saying?
Thanks very much for being consistent.
Consistently keeping you waiting.
Exactly.
Gotta keep my bitches on their toes, Johnny.
Listen, I thought we'd kick off tonight's conversation with something a little bit different.
Okay, let's do that.
I was talking to my children yesterday at dinner,
Yeah.
and I said, I'm recording a podcast with Greg Downey tomorrow afternoon.
Yeah.
Do you want to submit some questions for me to ask him?
Well, this should be interesting, Johnny.
So these are questions from my kids to you.
Okay, let's hit it.
Ready?
Go for it.
Favourite chocolate bar?
Double decker.
Okay. Have you ever eaten a dog's poo?
Not yet, but I'd consider it.
That was from my daughter. This one's from my son. Have you ever licked a baboon's nuts?
Probably. Maybe only once or twice.
This one's from my wife. Have you cut your hair yet?
No, look at it. What are you saying? What do you reckon?
I think
It's fucking sick.
you should keep growing it, mate.
Yeah, I'm past the point of, like the absolute shit point.
Yeah, now it's just becoming cool.
It's fucking heavy now, mate. So
I think you should go Richie Horton, not with a long fringe that comes down to your chin.
yeah, going to do a Richie Hut, and then I'm just going to undercut the bollocks out of it.
Yeah, so you look like a proper techno twat.
Proper techno bell end.
Do you have a middle name?
Yes, I do.
What is it?
Alexander.
Greg Alexander Downey.
That's pretty cool, though, no?
Yeah.
See, my grandfather, his birthday was on the same day as mine, and his middle name was Alexander.
Alexander the Great.
There you go. And I don't even know where Alexander came from. I don't know why he was called that, but fuck it. It's cool, no?
Very cool. I like it.
Do you know what? I think I want to keep it.
Well, yeah, I mean, unless you got an in at Depot, I think you're probably going to do that. Yes, I'd agree with you.
Yeah. It's a keeper.
Okay, here's an interesting question. Have you ever snogged a man?
No, thank fuck. That's one thing. I've done many things in my life, but I haven't done that.
I think you'd enjoy it, Greg.
No. That's because you've done it once or twice, Johnny boy.
Only in dares, in games, I've had to snog Bishard a couple of times.
Yeah, but you still did it.
Yeah, of course, because you're playing like Truth or Dare, or you're playing some sort of game where the forfeit is to do that. You take the gamble because winning might be winning something amazing. And
Listen.
if you lose, you've got to go all Velcro with the motherfucker.
I think someone would have to take a fucking gun to my head to make me do that.
I reckon 2 shandies and you'll be anyone's mate. Right, listen. Have you ever ridden a flying pig that poos rainbow buttholes? I fucking love my kids. They're the best.
Can you repeat that question again?
Have you ever ridden a flying pig that poos rainbow buttholes?
I'm actually trying to visualise that to actually establish have I ever done it.
Oh, it's just divine. Where do you get your hair cut, and do you want us to have him or her taken out?
Taken out so that my hair keeps growing.
Taken out in an Italian sense. Mafia.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like shot.
Not taken out like for a nice dinner or anything.
Yeah, shot dead so my hair grows.
Yeah. Shot or poisoned or...
I have a couple of hairdressers.
Okay.
Got...
It'll cost a little bit more, but we can take care of that.
Yeah, I've got 1 or 2 in Dublin, and I've got this wee sort of Mexican dude in Swindon, who I told him, I actually messaged him, said, can you get your fucking clippers, mate?
Well, we'll take care of all. Perhaps this is a topic for after the show. We can discuss fees and deadlines and stuff. But we'll come back to that.
Well, he locked up his clippers in the shop.
He won't be needing clippers where he's going. Anyway, how much would you have to be paid?
Yeah.
And you have to answer this with a sum of money, all right? You're not allowed to say, I'd never do it.
Yeah.
Because everyone's got a price. Everybody.
Go on.
How much would you have to be paid to eat a whole horse's poo?
7 quid. What?
7 quid.
I'm hungry and I want money. Know what I'm saying?
I'm hungry and I want money.
It's a double win. It solves 2 problems.
It's glorious. Why are you holding off on getting married?
Why am I holding off and getting married?
Yes.
Well, I wouldn't marry me for a start. You know, so I'm trying not to put that onto someone else.
Yeah, that's a shit excuse. Come on, let's get to the truth here. Remember what this radio show's called, Greg? Ain't that the truth? Let's hear the truth.
Ain't that the truth?
Why aren't we receiving an invite to your wedding in our inboxes? I don't get it.
The coronavirus, no cash, no wedding, no money. Know what I'm saying?
So if you had the money, you'd do it. Is that what you're saying?
I'll do it when I do it.
Serena's watching this.
Yeah, I know, but fuck, we've been through this conversation a million times, you know what I'm saying?
Well, I think it's going to be brought up on every single podcast, so...
Yeah, she's watching.
Yep, she's watching not only this, but the clock as well. Tick, tick, tick.
It's a leap year this year, so someone can ask me to marry them, no?
Somebody could ask you to marry... Oh, I see what you mean. You want Serena to ask you.
I'm just saying, you know, if there was ever opportunity for someone to marry me, they could have asked me this year.
So you could have had your anniversary every 4 years. Is that the relevance of bringing this up, the leap year?
No, I'm just saying the opportunity was open there, you know what I'm saying?
And now the window's shut.
Yeah, so you fuck yourself for another 4 years to think about it.
Jesus. You can only get engaged on a leap year.
Yeah.
Christ, I didn't know that rule.
That's the year where they can ask you.
Yeah, but that's still getting engaged, isn't it? If you say yes, that's you're engaged?
Yeah.
Right, this is a brilliant one. This is the last question from my kids, and then we'll get serious, yeah?
Okay, let's go.
Then we'll start talking about real shit.
Go on.
And this is from my son. How many times have you put your back out trying to lick your own willy?
Oh my God.
Mate, these are my kids. They're learning from the king. Toilet humour plays a significant role in the Askew household.
That's actually the best question ever.
Yeah, I mean, so far you've had question 2 was about poo, question 3 was about nuts, question 7 was about buttholes and poos. Then you got another one with horses' poos, and now you got one about licking your own willy. So, how many times then? How many times have you put your back out trying to lick your own willy?
I don't know. 11 or 12?
Okay, and have you looked into the price of having a couple of ribs removed?
No, I just topped up on my yoga.
Okay, wow.
My flexibility is much better now. So,
nice.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, it's good to know that you rose to the occasion.
Oh my God. Oh yeah, I lost my car keys today, so I just thought I'd let you know.
You lost your car keys today?
Car keys and my house keys, which has really, really, really put a spanner in the works for my day today.
Guess you're staying in. Which is massively different from every other day recently.
Yeah, I'm not going very far, you know what I'm saying?
I know exactly what you're saying. Well, I've had an interesting day as well.
What's that?
My vocal track that's coming out on Our Mind in June is no longer coming out on Our Mind in June.
Why?
Because... obviously, it's a collaboration with Gary Go, and Gary Go's management will not agree to the terms and conditions of the contract.
In what sense?
Well, Gary Go comes from a major record label background. You know, his management do as well.
Yeah.
And I think because the template contracts of trance artists' agreements, you know, have terms and conditions that they don't quite get their head round.
Right.
So, in the end, it was just, look, we just can't agree to this. So that's a little bit frustrating, but it does mean that I can now release it on Deep in Thought, which really makes me pretty excited.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Yeah.
No. I was thinking, was it an issue with labels across the board, or was it obviously specifically just for...
There were 2 or 3 terms in the contract that Gary Guy's management said we cannot agree to those things, and unless they can compromise to this particular area, then the deal's off.
Mm.
And they couldn't compromise.
Okay.
Because it was too far across.
What about Black Hole?
Well, Deep in Thought is with Black Hole.
Yeah, of course.
I want to put it out on my label. I want to start building up Deep in Thought a lot more.
Yeah.
You know, this would have been great because I've never had a release on Our Mind, and it would have been phenomenal, and it was a real exciting period building up to the release when Armin was super excited about it, Ruben was super excited about it, but obviously Gary Go he's an A-list pop writer, singer, songwriter.
Yeah.
The people he's collaborating with, the people he's working with right now in the studio are A-list commercial pop hip hop and R&B artists.
Yeah, of course.
And for me to get a fucking track out of him was a huge deal. It's just a shame that a compromise couldn't be met. But at the same time, you have to respect both sides.
Yeah.
It's a little bit disappointing, but at the same time, the release schedule on Deep in Thought between now and the end of the year is absolutely fucking massive. Just about to kick off with this AA meeting remix of Unknown Source. After that is just release after release after release of fucking insane, all the way through till January. We've got the whole schedule done till January.
I mean, the label, for a label only starting with not big backing, it did well from the beginning. You know?
Yeah, it's good. It's the only issue with Deep in Thought. The only issue is that we did 5 releases and then stopped. And the reason was we started a vocal trance label and there were not enough big vocals to sustain a monthly release schedule.
Yeah.
So now we've changed the label to be energetic and melodic trance so that we can put out some instrumental stuff like the AA meeting remix of Unknown Source, Nad Janima.
Yeah.
But as soon as we did that and as soon as we scheduled those releases, now suddenly we've got 5 or 6 massive vocals, huge, have just landed in our laps.
It's funny how that works.
And now with this one, that makes it 6. So it's a shame that it worked out that way, but that's what happened. And I kind of just have to respect both sides.
Yeah. Well, you can always do another record for our mind later on.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I wonder what Seth Troxler is up to now.
He's probably with his dog Sandy.
This is my dog Sandy.
He'd probably go bananas with Sandy.
Eastern Electrics.
Riding a digital surfboard. Come to Eastern Electrics.
Eastern Electrics.
He's the best.
He's amazing. So when are you getting married?
Fuck.
Can we just fucking get this thing sorted?
What's the plans, mate?
Well, I told you the plan for the stag do.
Yeah.
I was going up to somewhere in Scotland so we can do fly fishing and drinking a lot of whiskey.
Yeah.
Going to epic Highland pubs and getting wankered with the locals.
This is stag do number 1.
Yeah. Stag do number 2, I'm not going to come on, just so you're aware. Yeah.
What would Zebulon have to say?
Zeb will be organising stag do number 2.
You'll be coming.
Oh, Jesus.
Mate, there's no way you're not coming.
Wow.
The last time we were in Ibiza was our proper final fling, but I reckon there's maybe one or two more, maybe.
For who?
For all of us.
What's the final fling? What does that mean?
Well, the time me, you and Zeb were in Ibiza felt like that was like the end of the world. That was like the last...
What, the last tear up?
Well, not tear up, but like... Well, maybe not for you, but for me it felt like it was the end.
That was because you had you partied solidly for 5 days without sleep?
No, that was the year before when I was there for 13 days.
Corolla Central.
I had 11 nights out. It was basically, there was 3 different groups of friends came at different times. So when I left you, after, I don't know what, a couple of days together, it was game over, but
I thought it was incredible.
I had to just reinvent myself 3 times.
I thought it was incredible that you were still standing when I got to Ibiza, and I thought it was astonishing that you were going out when I left Ibiza 3 days later, having still not been to bed.
Yeah, but I went out every day for like another 8 days. Yeah.
Incredible. Listen, so did you have any questions from the last podcast that came up below?
Yes.
Go on then, read them out.
We'll give it a try, John. For fuck's sake.
Why are we waiting? Go bananas.
Go bananas.
Bananas. Bananas.
Bananas. This is my dog Sandy.
It's my dog Sandy. Eastern Electrics. And then he takes a little sip of red wine.
That's the best bit. Go bananas.
Go bananas.
Banana.
Bananas.
Go bananas.
Come on then, Greg. Where are these fucking questions?
Okay. Oh, fuck, it hasn't printed out the fucking names of the people.
Go bananas. Basically, what we're going to do here, on the last podcast, when it went out live, we invited people to put questions in the comments below. So Greg's got some questions, and he's going to read them out one day.
It's all about patience, John.
Yeah, got to have a lot of patience. A lot of patience. Come on, Greg. Do you want to hear a really good sound?
Right, let's go. Right, let's go, mate. You ready?
Go.
Okay, Adam Kehoe. Sounds like keyhole, but it's not. It's Kehoe. He said, the first rave you go to post-lockdown, who would you want to be on the lineup?
Ooh.
That's a solid question.
I think I'd probably want everyone in 7.
Yeah.
Plus special guests, AA meeting live, Greg Downey, and I would have the party start at midday in the afternoon, and it would be John Digweed playing midday till 6 o'clock at night, and then it would be the other lineup I just said all the way through till kind of 10 o'clock the next morning.
2 rooms?
No, 1.
Interesting.
1 dance floor, fuck splitting the vibe, everyone on the same dance floor, Digweed from midday till 6 o'clock at night, getting it going.
Yeah.
Then Orchidea takes over, and we just fucking roll it out from there, you know what I'm saying?
Go nuts.
Bananas.
I'd add Joseph Capriati to that.
Yeah.
Asterisk.
Good call.
Kenneth Blank from Japan goes, you guys still got your no haircut competition going on? Pretty much, because there's no hairdressers, mate.
Look, I've actually brushed my hair today.
How's it looking? Good?
Looking superb, Greg.
You give it a wee wash?
Thing is, just when you come out... Just when you come out of the shower, right, and you comb your hair so it can go down flat, for someone who's got curly hair, that's the only moment you'll have straight hair. As soon as your hair dries, it goes ka-cham in different directions.
Epic.
Yeah, it is fucking epic.
Do you reckon you were sort of reincarnated from the Jackson 5?
I mean, to be reincarnated, you have to be dead. So which one of them is... Well, obviously Michael Jackson's dead, but I'm definitely not him, mate. That's for damn sure.
I don't know, but you're one of the rest of them.
Janet.
You sort of got that link.
Jermaine Jackson.
Yeah, it's you, Jermaine Askew Jackson. Juanito Meja from Argentina says, in the future government where John Askew is Prime Minister, which is the role of Greg Downey, King of the UK? Question mark.
No, I would make Greg into an enforcer. So if I'm in charge of the UK, I would make Greg Downey an enforcer that I send round to people's houses to pick up money when they owe cash. And he would use gratuitous violence to get it out of them. I'd also make him enforce some of my new rules. I would fill the River Thames with crocodiles.
Yeah.
Fucking loads of them. And they'd be swimming all the way down to Oxford, you know. Just keeping that bit of stretch of river super lively. I would make 24-hour pub opening hours compulsory. You know, that whole licence that came in that said, oh, now we got this 24-hour licence, and then it just turns out most pub landlords can't be fucked and they want to go home at midnight anyway. Yeah, I'd make it compulsory that they all had to be open 24 hours a day. And none of this horse shit that people have on Sundays in the UK where pubs and restaurants, they all shut at 3 o'clock. The kitchen is open between midday and 12:33, but if you get here at 12:31, the chef may decline to take your order. Chef's very particular about the times the orders come in.
So I think that's a Marlborough thing, no?
No, it's the whole fucking country. Most pubs shut at 3 o'clock at lunchtimes. It's ridiculous. Bell ends.
Yeah, true.
You must have your lunch between these hours, you fucking robots. No, I quite like having lunch this afternoon at 4:30. Oh no, but that's going to interfere with dinner, which must be at 7. Twats.
Right, next question. Shug says, Greg, how often do you go bananas with your dog Sandy?
Every fucking day.
This is my dog Sandy.
This is my dog Sandy.
Go bananas. Any collaboration between you two, your neighbours, CrossFit partners, friends? You have good taste in music, great producers. Why the hell not?
I think it makes a lot of sense, Greg Downey.
We could change the world.
Hey, you and me, we could light up.
Yeah, something like that in the break.
We could rule the world.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so that's the next one. We'll do that next, yeah?
There you go.
Will you keep your date for your open to close in Mexico?
I mean, the date hasn't been changed at the moment, but it's entirely dependent on whether I can travel, whether I'm allowed in, whether Mexico allows me, and whether gigs are happening in Mexico. You know, there's so many different variables, but man, I am desperate to fucking do gigs now.
100%.
You know, last time I know was a little bit like, you know, I'm not sure if I want to tour and stuff. Okay, well, maybe I don't want to tour as much as I was doing, but I would still love to do between 2 and 4 kick-ass gigs a month. I'd like to do 4 gigs one month, 2 gigs the month after, 4 gigs the month after that, 2 gigs the month after that. That, for me, is my ideal cycle.
Yeah.
And I'd like to alternate between, if you've got a weekend of gigs, you play a 2-hour set on one of the days and then you do a 6-hour set on the other. So you have the joy of coming out and just punching people with 2 hours of slammers.
Yeah.
And then you've also got the love of DJing that comes with playing a open to close, where you can play every single flavour, every single colour of the rainbow.
Open to closes, they're the best.
Yeah.
In the right place, the right club, they're the best thing ever.
Yeah, they are.
Which brings us on to the last question. Is it possible to see an open to close back-to-back set between you two? Okay, we'll take that as a yes, mate.
Yeah, I think that's a yes.
Yeah, why not? Fuck it.
Well, there you go.
It's been a pleasure as always.
Listen,
What?
I totally forgot. I've got one other thing just quickly. Have you got time?
Yeah.
Just one last question. What's got 10 inches and hangs up?
What?